will be a direct descendant of the Merovingian bloodline of the kings of France. One of the others is to believe to be the direct bloodline descendants of Cain. And they plan to seat their king upon the throne of the world. And then, of course, there is the Vatican, which I guarantee you will be one or the other of the first two when all the dust has settled. I read from chapter 4 of Genesis, and just so you'll understand the difference in names, this is from the Restoration of Original Sacred Name Bible. Not because I think this Bible is any better than any other, but because in preparation for this show, this was the Bible that I grabbed off the shelf. And it's exactly the same as every other Bible that most of you are familiar with, except for one thing. It has revised the names to reflect the original pronunciation and meaning. I'm going to start in chapter 4, Genesis, verse 8. And Cain said unto Abel his brother, Let us go into the field. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. Then said Yahweh unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. The keeper of my brother am I? And he said, What hast thou done? With a voice, the shed blood of thy brother is crying out to me from the ground. Now therefore, accursed art thou from the ground, which hath opened her mouth to receive the shed blood of thy brother at thy hand. Though thou till the ground, it shall not go on to give its vigor to thee. A wanderer and a fugitive shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto Yahweh, Greater is my punishment than I can bear. Lo, thou hast driven me out this day from off the face of the ground, and from thy face shall I be hid. So shall I become a wanderer and a fugitive in the earth, and it shall come to pass, whosoever findeth me will slay me. And Yahweh said to him, Not so. Whosoever slayeth Cain, sevenfold shall it be avenged. So Yahweh set for Cain a sign, that none finding him should smite him. So Cain went forth from the presence of Yahweh, and dwelt in the land of Nod, eastward of Eden. And that's where I stop at this portion. And I, in the interest of time, will explain to you some of the rest of the story. According to the Bible, one of the direct descendants of Cain was a man named Nimrod. A man named Nimrod. Nimrod, ladies and gentlemen, set up the first civilization, became the first king in what was known as the Golden Age. He built the Tower of Babel. He brought together all the different religions and melded them with politics. He was indeed the first king. He had a college in Babylon, for that was the city that he built. This college was the first lodge of what is now known as Freemasonry. Indeed, if you read the books written by prominent Freemasons throughout the history of Freemasonry, they refer to Nimrod as the first Grand Master of the first lodge, and that he loved Freemasons and had many hundred Freemasons under his rule. In Genesis chapter 49, verse 9, listen carefully as I quote, "A lion's whelp is Judah. From the prey, my son, hast thou come up. He hath stooped, hath crouched as a lion or as a lioness. Who shall rouse him? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the commander's staff from between his feet, until that he come in as a Shiloh, and his be the obedience of the peoples. Binding to the vine his ass, and to the choice vines his ass's colt. He hath washed in wine his raiment, and in the blood of grapes his mantle. Darker his eyes than wine, whiter his teeth than milk." And that is where I stop reading there. In The Lion King, the first scene is the rising sun in the east. The rising sun in the east. And the sky is golden, setting the stage for the golden age of the ancient peoples, the ancient city, the ancient kingdom, which all the secret societies say that they will return the world to very shortly. The golden age. The age that in reality, ladies and gentlemen, never existed, but it exists in their minds, and it's a way to manipulate these people to work toward that worldly utopian dream. And you see, all the animals are coming from everywhere. All the different animals denoting the different races to pay homage at Pride Rock. All throughout the history of all the religions, there is the rock that was present at the foundation of the world. Upon this rock I build my church. Under the throne of the Queen of England there is a rock. The importance of Pride Rock is evident. Pride Rock is in the east, for indeed the sun rises behind it. In the east sits the master of the lodge. Pride Rock is in the shape of a pyramid. It also represents the ziggurat, or the Tower of Babel. And a great commotion is heard. Something is happening. And all of the animals from the plains of Africa gather around this rock. Remember at Mecca, all of the Islamic followers go to Mecca to march in circles, circumambulate around a rock. It seems that a baby is born, a new prince, a lion cub that will eventually become the king. This lion cub is handed over to what appears to be a baboon or a monkey, but it is not, I assure you. And this baboon or this monkey does not represent the black race, but rather represents the Eastern influence in religion. In this case, as in all cases with these people, is very akin to theosophy. And this is borne out later in the movie, as you shall soon see. The king, the Lion King, does not take his newly born cub and hold it up for all to see. Instead, he hands the king, the newborn cub, the new king, of course, will not be king until the old lion is dead, over to this monkey, who represents the priesthood. And this is significant. What they're saying is that the king really does not hold the power, for he handed his son to the priest. The monkey, of course, is the priest. The priest is the one who marches to the end of the rock and holds the lion cub up for all to see. And remember, the priest represents the religions of the East.